What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Lightz Camera Captions. We are going to go over the much anticipated Euphoria Season 3. We're going to go over Episode 1. I just got through watching it. It's good to be back, you know what I mean? It was a show that I thought hit every episode. It was great. Very questionable on some of the scenes, some of the episodes. But that's what the controversy gets things stirring, and I don't know. It's popular. It's a very popular show starring Zendaya. This was my introduction to Zendaya. I didn't really watch her the Disney stuff. I've seen her before, on Disney, but this was like my introduction. So I'm a fan of her work in Euphoria for sure. Seen her in Spider-Man and a bunch of other things since then. But yeah, like I said, my introduction. Anyway, this episode, episode 1 on season 3, Àndale or Àndale, or I don't know. I enjoyed it. So it starts off. Yeah, Rue is no longer in East Highland. She's a drug mule for Lori. Lori's like the drug dealer. It's hilarious, right? It's ironic. It's this older, middle-aged white woman who's this drug dealer, and she's deadpan most of the time. Doesn't show emotions. She's very robotic. But she's hilarious at the same time. Like, I don't know, very interesting character. Good on Sam. Sam Levinson's back. He's the one that created the show, and he's back at it. And so it starts off with Rue. This is post high school, so they're out of high school. What she's doing now is she's a drug mule for Lori, and so she's like, we see her putting drugs in her body, and it's it gives you a full picture of what that looks like. Them swallowing the balloons full of drugs into their system, and it even gives you what happens when that doesn't go so well. So a few people, like the bags burst inside you, that's death. And so the stakes are very high with what they're doing, and what they're doing is they're transporting the fentanyl across the Mexican border. And key scene, Rue is trekking across the desert in a beat up Jeep with a duffel bag. She's narrating. She's like, a lot of people ask what I've been up to since high school. Honestly, nothing good. And so when you're first opening up to the scene, I'm looking and I'm watching like what's going on? Like, what the fuck has Rue gotten into? She's in this desert, so in my mind it automatically clicks like she's doing some type of drug shit. You know what I mean? And so the conflict is that she still owes Lori a minimum of $100,000. We all know Rue at this point. If you're on season 3. She don't got that. She has nothing close to that. So to pay it off, she's body packing, swallowing drugs with Faye to get them across the border. And the climax would be this high tension setup where a new kingpin, his name's Alamo, he tests Rue to... he tests her luck to see if God believes in her. And it's like roulette, really. Like, he puts something on top of her head, and I think it was a can, right? And he's going to shoot it off of her head, off the top of her head. And he ends up being a good shot and knocks it right off her head. But that moment, everybody, it's tense, very, very tense. And so what's going on with the rest of the crew? You got Nate and Cassie, the Suburban Nightmare, the Suburban Nightmare. They're engaged and, living in this yellow walled mansion. Nate has taken over Cal's real estate business, but struggling to pivot, into that life. And so he's not getting a lot of traction. And Cassie, she is high maintenance and she needs him to be, generating income to support her lifestyle. And she's also, trying to make money because he's not there yet. She's also obsessed with like attention. And so, and maintaining her lavish lifestyle. So she wants to start an OnlyFans to pay for $50,000 in wedding flowers for their wedding upcoming. For wedding flowers. And so they basically get into an argument about it. Nate is very controlling. He's upset. But Cassie gets through to him, and she starts the OnlyFans. And, in a Euphoria-esque way, she starts her, dressing up in suggestive clothing, taking pictures, and, basically what she was doing in the first couple seasons, which was just, showing a lot of body or whatever. So their struggles are around finances, and, Nate's calling her a prostitute, or acting like a prostitute when he finds her filming TikToks in dog themed lingerie. It reminded me of what is that singer who got big? Damn, y'all know who I'm talking about. Moo. She was dressed like a cow or whatever. Yeah, bitch, I'm a cow. I think that was that was the hook or something like that. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. She's like big now. I'm sure that video is probably off the internet or whatever, but I don't know. So then you have Lexi and Maddie. Ooh, Maddie. Oh my goodness. Maddie. Anyway, so Lexi's now a writer's assistant in LA for a legendary showrunner played by Sharon Stone. She's crashing with Rue occasionally. Maddie's working as an assistant to a talent manager, and her life looks glamorous on Instagram, but she's actually really stuck behind a desk, and she's trying to find a way to break out. You know what I mean? She wants to hit it big, like we all do. And their worlds collide. Lexi's and Maddie's, when Maddie's boss's talent works on the same show that Lexi is assisting. Fezco and Jules. So the way they did it, because the actor playing Fez passed away, R.I.P. to him, they have him serving a 30-year prison sentence for the following season 2 raid. And yeah, so the episode was dedicated to Angus Cloud, the actor that played Fez. Anyway, Jules does not physically appear in the premiere. And I'm waiting. I'm like, where's Jules, bro? Where's Jules? But it was mentioned that she's in art school and is working as a sugar baby for a wealthy man named Ellis. So that's to come. I'm excited to, see what happens with that and how they're able to tie in everything, because pretty much, this is post high school. Everybody's going about their lives. You know what I mean? And it's different. And gladly they're no longer portraying high school students, because what they were doing as high school students in the previous seasons, it was just a lot. You're just like, oh, all right. Okay, this is what we're watching. Anyway, the show has traded the nightmare claustrophobia of suburbia for a wide, like desolate Western motifs, deserts, highway, border. So it's different. It's different in that way. When it opens up, it's just like it doesn't feel very Euphoria until later on, until we get a little more into that older tone when we get back into the internals shots and stuff like that. It starts to feel like it more. And then, also just seeing like Nate and Cassie and stuff like that, that brings you back into it. But Rue just being off and doing Rue shit, which I don't know, a part of me really wants to know like how her family's doing. I don't know if the woman that played her sister, I'm pretty sure I don't know, I'm not pretty sure, but I think she checked out. She's no longer doing Euphoria, but which would make sense. It just, I'm missing Rue's family. I just want to know how they're doing. They went through a lot with Rue, but Rue's a grown woman. She's they're doing their own thing now, and so yes, it's a different take on the lives of the cast that we have grown to have passion for. Well, me for specifically, I like, I like Rue. She reminds me of people that I know. I'm in the behavioral health space, and so I have a lot of clients that I see Rue in. And so, yeah, you have a soft spot for some of the characters. Even Nate, I'm sure has an audience or definitely a fan base. Maddie, I'm a fan of Maddie. I know there's a lot of other people that are a fan of Maddie. Anyway, so the episode got a 40% critic score, and I think that reflects the fan frustration with the characters being separated. They're no longer together. It's tough to. They're post high school. You know what I mean? They're no longer. It's rare, very rare, very very rare, almost unrealistic, and I'm sure that's what the writers were thinking, to have them still be this cohesive unit. They already, a lot of them don't even like each other, and they're living different lifestyles. And that's not, they can't be in high school forever. This isn't Stranger Things. And shout out to Stranger Things. It's a great show. But it is what it is. The body packing scene was a lot. Euphoria is known for doing something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable in it. It's known for that, and they're not straying away from that. They're just doing it in different ways at this point. So Nate has gone from a high school jock to a corporate shark, which is fitting. But the rage and the jealousy are still there. He's the same. He's the same. I wanted to go over lightly, also the ghost of Fez and how the show handled that. With Rue's narration, they gave him a beat, and I think they did that pretty well. And they didn't linger. They didn't try to, multiply or do too much with that situation. And I feel like they did that right. They did that right. And I'm excited. I'm excited for episode 2 to see, a little bit more about this Alamo character. I believe that's the guy. This is gonna date me a little bit, but from Ace Ventura: Nature Calls, he's like one of the military dudes that really hates Ace. I think that's him. He he got a little heftier, but I'm pretty sure that's him. He also has the beard. He did that accent so well on Ace Ventura. I thought he was legit. And he might legit have that accent. And he's just doing the American accent in this show. But either way it goes, dude's incredible. He's very interesting character that they're adding with him. I can't wait to see y'all know my guy who played Michael Jackson's dad. I forgot his name. He always has his mouth open. Just always like y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, that was it. Episode 1, season 3 of Euphoria. We're gonna do season 2. We're gonna, I really want to get into the nitty gritty. I want to see some other stuff. I want to see some Maddie. I want to see, them intertwine. I know the 40% score reflects like them being separate, but maybe just hang around. We're gonna get. See, here's the thing. You have the reunions, which that would probably be crazy. And just some of them meeting up. You know what I mean? I feel like Jules and Rue cannot never speak again. Cassie and Maddie, they were so close at first. They have to connect. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just stay tuned. Stay with it. It's gonna be a great series. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.